Hey friends, what is up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. This is gonna be a fun video. It was one that was pretty requested more at the beginning or a while back, and so I'm finally just now getting it made for you guys. I wanted to wait till we were home from Florida till I made this, but I'm gonna be showing you guys, not showing you, but telling you what I used in my hospital bag, what I actually used. Whenever I watched videos like this on YouTube, I always loved watching them because they were also helpful. But then in another way, I still decided I'm gonna just bring what I wanna bring, even though some people say you might not need this. And I know what everybody brings is what they think will be best for them personally. So what I didn't use, you might use. So take that into consideration in videos like this, because what didn't work for me might work for you and vice versa. But this is just for me personally, what I found that I took and what I actually used. My hospital bag checklist was literally a mile long. Like, it was so long. It was my list, a list for Chip, for the baby, and then I brought some snacks and stuff as well. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I have on here socks, slippers, nursing bras, sleep bras, nursing pads, nursing tank top, shorts, a robe, stuff like that. And as far as the clothes go, I'm gonna jump in and talk about the clothes, what all I used and what I didn't use. So socks, definitely use those. A lot of people said you want the socks with like the grippy things on them. I did not find that necessary. You can, I guess, if you want, if you're gonna be doing a lot of walking in your room. But I also did a lot of walking in my room, and I wore my socks and didn't find that it was necessary to have little grips on the bottom of them. Slippers. I took this pair of slippers and I absolutely loved them because they have a sole on the bottom of them. So I actually wore these as my shoes to go, and then I wore these when I walked the halls. I walked around the room some, and then sometimes I'd wear these, and then I wore these to go home as well. So just a really comfortable option that doubles as slippers and also shoes to wear. So I only took that as my pair of shoes. Definitely use those. Extra bras, nursing bras, things like that. We're gonna talk, I don't usually talk about stuff like this on my channel, but I decided this time I'm going to because I did use some of this stuff, obviously. I brought one extra nursing bra, plus the one I was wearing, and plus I had a sleep bra. Looking back, I only would have brought the sleep bras because those are so much more comfortable to me. And so I don't think I would have needed an extra one of those, but I brought it anyway. I brought nursing pads as well, and for me, I didn't find that I needed those at all. My milk didn't come in until several days later, so I ended up not even needing nursing pads at the hospital. But if you're a first-time mom and you just don't know how it's gonna go for you, I would still suggest bringing them just because you literally don't know. But I brought those, didn't need them, but I also don't really regret bringing them because, yeah. I brought a nursing tank top. Now, I didn't know if I would want this or not. I ended up not using this. And okay, let me just clarify. I ended up not using any of the clothes that I brought. I ended up wearing the hospital gown the whole time, and the only reason for that, the only reason, was because I really wished that I would have brought adult diapers along. I wore the hospital's mesh underwear, and that, it worked, but I was too afraid to wear my own clothes because I didn't want to get them dirty. So if I would have brought my own adult diapers, I could have used my own clothes and not have to worry about getting any of my clothes dirty. So the only reason that I wore the hospital gown the whole time was because I didn't want to get my clothes dirty. But I told Chip while we were there, oh, I just so badly want to put on like my PJs. I had brought my PJs, but I just knew that they would get dirty if I wore them. Definitely, that's my biggest thing looking back. I would bring my own adult diapers. That way I could wear my own clothes and not be stuck in that hospital gown the whole time. It was comfortable, I guess, but it was so not what I had pictured and what I wanted. So as far as like the shorts and my robe, I didn't wear those because I didn't need to with the hospital gown. Stuff like cosmetics, my brush, my comb, toothbrush, toothpaste, all of that stuff on my list I ended up using, obviously, because it's stuff I needed. I did bring like some mascara and stuff like that. I used those as well afterwards because you just kind of want to feel like a human after you have a baby, and so I knew that I wanted to bring some of those things just to help myself feel a little bit put together and, yeah, somewhat normal. Chapstick. Ladies, let me tell you, this was such a huge thing. My lips got so dry because when you breathe, your lips just get dry from the air, and chapstick was a huge blessing. Also, another thing I had on my list was a little handheld fan. I ended up using that because I would go from hot to cold, and when I was hot, I wanted the fan on me, but then the fan would like all of a sudden make my mouth so dry, and I needed chapstick and water, and that was like, yeah, the chapstick and the fan, 100% recommend bringing a fan for sure. As far as clothes, I did miss this. I brought like a going home outfit. I brought like just a loose swing dress and some leggings. I wore those as well, and a sweater. It was November when I had him, and it wasn't like super duper cold, but it was still chilly. So I ended up using all those clothing things. And this is just some like miscellaneous things that I put in my suitcase because I had room, and I was like, if I can use them, fine, great. A long phone charger. I use that 100%. For some reason, the bed is always so far from the outlet, and I definitely recommend having like a long foot. I had a 10-foot charger. You can get away with a 6-foot, but I just really like a 10-foot because even at home, my bed is really far from an outlet, so a 10-foot charger really worked for me. I also brought a book. I did not end up reading the book. I wouldn't bring a book next time. Wait a second. I did read my book. So I was induced, and it was literally 12 hours that I was in the hospital and nothing was happening. I was just sitting there perfectly fine. I do remember reading my book then. So that was, yeah, I did use that. But I used it before. I did not use it. I did not read my book after I had the baby because I had this baby and I wanted to just look at him the whole time. But yeah, I definitely recommend like a book or something like that. If you're getting induced and you're waiting, you just have a lot of downtime. It was nice. I brought a Bluetooth speaker because I also created like a small labor playlist. I honestly did not even have time to think about playing my playlist because I was only in labor for 3 hours. And so music was kind of the last thing on my mind. I don't know if I'd want it in all honesty, but no, I did not end up using the Bluetooth speaker. Didn't need that. I also brought earbuds. I'm trying to think, honestly, I really don't think I used my earbuds. I also brought a blanket, and I really debated about bringing my own pillow, but I did not bring my pillow then. I just brought a blanket, and I used the blanket, and I'm so glad I brought it because I was so cold after I had Mateo. But I wouldn't have needed the pillow, so I'm glad that I did it that way. I also brought a journal along with a pen and journal, obviously, but honestly, the only reason I brought it because I was thinking I really would like to write out my birth story before I forget things, but honestly, my birth story was like engraved in my mind for so long that I did not feel like I needed to write it down at the hospital. I absolutely loved my experience at the hospital. The whole miracle of having your own child brought into the world it's unbelievable. And I think about it almost every day, and it's just, we loved our whole experience. So I will link my birth story up here. If you guys want to see it, check it out. I really am passionate about that. Last two things that I brought for myself, I brought a water bottle with a straw and a nursing pillow. So the nursing pillow, I did not use at the hospital. I actually kept it out in the car. And then I was like, if I end up needing it, Chip can run out and grab it for me. But I ended up not, honestly, I don't even use a nursing pillow. I used it for maybe one day after we got home. I didn't find that I needed it, and so I'm honestly not sure that I'm even gonna keep it just because I don't know if I'll use it for future babies if I didn't use it for my first. But actually, one of the reasons I brought it, somebody on here suggested to me, sometimes it hurts to sit after you have a baby, and it is really nice to sit on like the U-shaped nursing pillow, so I also brought it for that reason in case I needed it for like sitting purposes. I didn't need it for that then, so it stayed out in the car and did not get used till I was home. Water bottle with a straw. Let me tell you guys, this one is so key. My water bottle had like a rubber straw, so it bent, and so whatever position I was laying in, I could drink my water and the straw could bend down to me. You're gonna want something with a straw, that way you're not having to like tip. You can just, it's super easy to take a sip of water with a straw. I just highly recommend you want a water bottle with a straw. And I just love that mine was a rubber straw and it could be flexible and move wherever I needed it to move. If you hear Mateo making sounds on the floor, it's because he is. So that pretty much covers everything for myself. The only other thing that I would have brought more of would be snacks. I did bring some snacks, but looking back, I wish I would have brought more because in all that time that I had, like, they induced me and for 12 hours nothing happened. In that time frame, I would have definitely wanted to have some more snacks. For Mateo, the things that I brought for Mateo, I obviously brought his diaper bag. So the only pieces of luggage that we brought was one carry-on size suitcase and a diaper bag. I had my stuff in one side of the suitcase, Chip had his in the other, and then Mateo's stuff was all in the diaper bag. And a few of my things because his stuff didn't really fill up the whole bag. But so I had a coming home outfit for him, and I had an outfit for him in 2 different sizes because I just didn't know what size he would be. He was 11 days overdue and he weighed 8 pounds and 12 ounces. So I'm really curious what he would have been if he would have been like around his due date. I don't know. So I brought 2 size clothes for him. So obviously one of them I didn't need, but I just wasn't sure. I brought 2 Swaddle Blankets, which honestly, I would have only had to bring one, I think. I brought a hat for him, which he wore on the way home. I also brought some scratch mittens for him, and I don't remember if I used them or not. And okay, looking back, okay, not looking back, looking into the future, I guess, for future kids, I would want to bring more clothes for them and dress them more in the hospital. The first baby, we just weren't sure what all the policies were. Like, did they want us to dress him because they, you know, they have to take him to do stuff. They have to help give him his bath. They have to give him his little heel prick or whatever they all did. And I just wasn't sure if it was handy to have clothes on him. But looking back, it would have been so fun to dress him in some little clothes. So I would have probably brought more clothes just to have him wear at the hospital. He honestly spent a lot of time just wrapped in his swaddle blanket. He was wearing a diaper, and at one point they put a little shirt on him. I brought some burp cloths and some white onesies, pacifiers, and I also brought like little cards to put his footprints on, but I ended up not needing those because they gave me a copy anyway of his footprints and stuff. And honestly, that's all I brought for the baby. I didn't use the white onesies, I don't think. All I used pretty much for him as far as clothing goes was his coming home outfit and his hat and a swaddle blanket. So it's not like I regret bringing any of that stuff. I was just this first time mom, I still am, but I was just this first time mom in the hospital. Didn't know what all I needed, and yeah, what I didn't. It was just kind of winging it, which I'm still winging it. I didn't bring any postpartum stuff, like nothing. I had stuff at home, but I didn't bring any of that stuff because the hospital provided all of that stuff for me, and it would have just kind of been a waste to bring it. But now I know the only thing postpartum that I will bring next time is adult diapers, so I can wear my own clothes and not get any gross stains on them. We'll just put it that way. But I think I'm probably gonna call this video a wrap. I have not done one like this in so long where I'm just like chatting to you guys. How do you like my nice little pillow? Look at that. I thrifted that. I'm so proud of myself for finding a pillow like that at a thrift store. Anyway, that's beside the point. I haven't done a chatty video like this for you guys in a while. I really have been enjoying doing vlogs. I wanted to actually incorporate this into a vlog, but the day and the week has gotten away from me so much because we literally just got back from Florida like a week ago. And this whole week, I have something almost every day. Not every evening, but oh goodness. After this weekend, I don't have anything on my calendar for a very long time, and I would like to keep it that way. I just would like to have a little bit more low-key stuff, but I just ended up not having time to vlog for you guys, and so I thought I'm just gonna do like a chatty video for you. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I hope you can get some ideas from the stuff I took or that I took and didn't need or whatever. So being pregnant is such a special time of life, and it's just so unlike anything I've ever experienced before. You can hear Mateo, he's down there playing. There he is. But yeah, if you're out there and you're a pregnant mom and you are watching this video, I am praying for you, and I hope everything goes so good for you. But I'm going to sign off, and I will see you guys next week very soon in my video on Wednesday.